Welcome to Hunting Nostalgia, and today we are getting down and dirty in southwestern Pennsylvania. You are not going to believe what I have found in this place. This is a humongous place, and it is incredible. It reminds me a lot of the Winchester Mansion in California, I think. This family is 3 generations of junk removers. You know, like they'll go into a home and clean it out. Well, they're also hoarders. They have never gotten rid of a single thing. So I'm just going into their attic right now. And as I'm walking up, it kind of makes me a little bit sad because there are tons and tons of just Empire Strikes Back and Battlestar Galactica cards, vintage cards, just laying down these steps. So this is probably going to be, there is just no time to do all of this. Like you could see, it is literally pouring out of these walls. There's a nice Grimace cup. You never know what you're going to find. Star Wars tin from Return of the Jedi, you know. So let's go. Let's get on the hunt. What do you say?
Remember all the fun and joy of your favorite game or childhood toy. If only you could feel that way again. Well, you don't have to go back in time, 'cause Nick and friends can help you find long lost treasures you once loved. Let's go hunting nostalgia.
So within just a few steps, I have my Hunting Nostalgia flashlight. You can see there are traffic lights. There are bins. This room here that I am in right now, this is just one half of an attic. I cannot get to the other half of this attic yet. All of these Chiquita banana and Dole banana boxes are filled to the brim with toys. I'm not even kidding you. So we're gonna travel. What is this? Oh, do I look scary? So it is time for the first time ever, the Hunting Nostalgia headlamp. I haven't come up with the exact good name yet, but does that look all right? Is it blinding you? All right, so let's get on the hunt. What do you say? I don't even know where to begin, so I guess just right off the bat, let's just pull some of these banana boxes down and get looking here. Oh man, what is this? Oh, I know what this is. This is, oh my gosh. Okay, so arcade games had like, you know, plastic or glass toppers. So this one was Pop-A-Ball. And I don't know if this was a flat game or what it was, but these are the buttons that you'd press. And this is like mint condition. I mean, it's a little dirty, but it is like brand new. Pop-A-Ball. Pop-A-Ball, how cool is that? Well, I already see some G.I. Joes down here on the ground. Now, I gotta make sure this stuff doesn't cave in on me. I'm not exactly sure of where to go. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna move this here so I can see what I'm doing. Oh my gosh, it just goes back and back. It's box after box, Dukes of Hazzard magazines. This is a huge thing of albums. Oh my gosh. I know you can't see. This is tough. This is very, very tough. There's also antlers if you happen to need any deer antlers. Okay, you know what? Let's back up and let's look at this toy box here. You can go right. There we go. Here's some toys. We have a fly fishing Mr. Potato Head. That's pretty funny. We have some old 60s G.I. Joes. I'm not too familiar with them. Yep, G.I. Joe right there on the cheek. Got G.I. Joe. Oh, this one has a beard. He has a beard, a pretty nice, better beard than I can grow. I'll tell you that much. This is a spaceman. Oh, is that cool? Wow. A lot of, oh, hey, I'm Gildor. I love Gildor. A lot of people don't. This is from the Masters of the Universe actual live action movie with Dolph Lundgren. People hated it. I mean, really hated it. But I didn't. I actually really liked it. Oh, I pity the fool that doesn't watch Hunting Nostalgia. Oh my gosh, this is going to be incredible. There's no way I'm going to be able to do this all in this episode. But so my objective to help this person out who owns all of this stuff is I want to help the next generation of collector, you know? I want to bring these to local toy stores so kids or whoever who is just getting into the game of collecting can actually afford to collect. They don't have to depend on online shopping. You know what I mean?
The legend of He-Man continues in the Masters of the Universe movie with Blade, the slashing blaze of terror. With Sauron, Skeletor's evil lieutenant with a mouthful of lightning. Can they catch Gwildor before his cosmic key enables him to escape? Now, you can live the adventure with Sauron, Gwildor, and Blade.
I've waited a long time for this.
Figures sold separately from He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
I've reached the actual end. Like, there's a wall here. I still don't know how to get into the next room, but I found the back. So I kind of know where to start. But there are, honestly, and I know that I do tend to exaggerate sometimes, but there are thousands of boxes in this place. There are thousands of boxes here, and they're all filled. And not only are they all filled, like the items inside of the boxes are filled, like lunch boxes. I found 50 lunch boxes here, and they were all filled with different things. Not toys, but just different stuff in general. Oh, this is cool. This looks like old beer cans. We got Spuds McKenzie, old busts, weird stuff. Toys. You never know what you're gonna find. I want the toys. Figured out the lights. We got Christmas lights. We got this thing here. This helps tremendously. Oh my gosh, there's more of those arcade toppers. I don't know, I've never seen this game. What was this one? Oh, this corner's chipped. But look at how amazing those are. That's such a cool piece to use as decoration, a display. You know, you could light the back of that. It looks super cool. Man, this place, there is so much here. I've never seen anything like Star Wars boxes. Oh, mamma mia. So, anytime I see carrying cases, I pray that there's figures inside. I mean, more often than not, there are figures in them because because that's what these were meant for. These were meant to carry your, shoot. Yeah, that one wasn't a jackpot, but there are some figures in there. There's a GoBot sticker. Like I said, you never know what you're gonna find in this place. I gotta check these other ones. Oh, could be weapons, could be, who knows? Come on. There we go. This is a nice 3PO. I am C-3PO, Human Cyborg Relations, and this is my counterpart, R2-D2. There you go. Oh, crap. Broken Bosk. Shoot. And Jar Jar Binks. That's rough stuff. Rough stuff indeed. Got one more here. The owner of this home told me that, oh, this one's heavy. Oh, this one's heavy. Oh, mama. You gotta be kidding me. Oh my God. This one's neat. A lot of very basic figures, but this is Bispin Han Solo, and I have never seen him with his gas mask. That is really cool. Oh my God. How many rooms are in this compound?
One! Ha ha ha! Infinity!
Oh, I'm not kidding. It is infinity. Come on, let's see what we can find. So the person who owns this actual compound, it's so humongous. They said that this is the place to start for the toys, and they were right. I have found already multiple boxes of toys. Holy moly. Everybody remembers what these are. In my hometown, we had a Foodland, Super Dollar, all kinds of different names. And this was inside of one of those chickens. You know, the chickens where you would put your quarter in and it would go buck, 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 buck. Then your prize would fall out. that's what this is. You know, the machines, there are thousands of them. Oh, look. Some of them even have stuff in them, like this little tiny, whoops, oh, got a Wonder Woman ring. It's definitely vintage. That's neat. Very neat. Oh my, the next box is also them. The next box is also them. What is this little thing? Oh, look, a little stingray for the top of your pencil. How cool is that? You're not finding this stuff anywhere else in the world. You're not. You're just not doing it. My gosh, okay. This stuff is caving in on me in the back. Let's move that way just a bit. This stack is toys. Oh my gosh, this stack is toys. Oh my goodness, we have. First off, my goodness. The Neighborhood of Make-Believe trolley from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. This is one of the very first toys that I ever remember having as a kid. I don't even know what year this, 1977. Wow, how cool is that? I'm gonna get back to that in just a second. I wanna take a look at the rest of this box. There's a Battle Cat somewhere here, you know? There is Prince Adam somewhere. Now, this is a really cool bank from like 95, I think. And what you would do is you would put your quarter right there on R2. You'd press this button. R2 would come forward and he would knock your quarter down into that little slot there. Really, really cool stuff. Man, is this exciting. Oh my gosh. Gosh, we have Thundercats. Oh, Thundercat who was repaired with a screw in his hip. That might be the very first hip replacement ever in 1983. Wow, okay, so back to this. Mr. Rogers is my absolute TV inspiration. The way he acted and the way he carried himself and the way he taught children and everyone really is exactly who I want to emulate. That's exactly who I want to be. I mean, I know that I never will be able to be Fred Rogers, but that is who I just idolize beyond any imagination you could have. I love Mr. Rogers. So this toy was from 1977, and I actually have this exact same thing at home, but I have it with the box. And this past summer, I went to Grammy Award winning, longest tenured television musician of all time. His name is Bob Rawsthorne, and he was the drummer on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. So for all 34 years, I believe he said, he was the only man to work on every single episode with Fred Rogers. So Fred and Bobby, and he is the drummer of the Johnny Costa Trio. The Johnny Costa Trio was three men who literally made not only the music for Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, but they also made the sound effects, which I found extremely, extremely cool. You know what? You don't have to take my word for it. Why don't we go right now and see the amazing experience that I got to have with Bobby? And I was so fortunate to even get to meet Bobby. The way that it happened was, there is a guy who works on this show. He has been my musical inspiration my entire life. His name is Dale Sinsky, and his wife, Randy, is the daughter of Bob Rawsthorne. So if you ever watch Honey Nostalgia and you hear the that's Dale Sinsky. That's my friend. That is the man who introduced me to the living legend, Bob Rawsthorne. Let's go say hello to Bobby. What do you say we come back to this place, huh? Wow. Holy Bob. That was, I was walking down your steps. All of a sudden, in my head, the soundtrack to my childhood. This was it. This was the hi-hat. Oh.
That's the hi-hat. These are the drums.
This is it.
This is exactly the set of drums I use on the Mr. Rogers program.
Well, hello, Bob, first off. Wow. First, imagine I walk in, this is where he is. On the actual set, the actual drum set that was on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood for how many years?
Well, let's see. My first job there was in '68. The last job was in 2001, so it's over 30 years. Yeah.
Moly.
Yeah.
I bet it was always a learning experience, though, being on that show.
Oh, sure.
It had to be new things every day.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing about Mr. Rogers, which I really try to emulate it, is the fact that he was, and it doesn't matter, first-hand, second-hand, third-hand stories of Mr. Fred Rogers, they always say the same thing. Yeah. On camera and off camera, he was the exact same man.
Yes, he was.
I love that.
Joanne Rogers, Fred's wife, used to say, with Fred, what you see is what you get. That's what she always said.
How much better could that be? How much better could you get than that? You know what I mean? And I honestly strive for that every single day. I don't want to be a fake. I want to be the same guy with everything. Everything, like, use your true voice.
Yeah, just like real.
Just like Fred Rogers, you know? He was always using his real voice.
Yes, he was.
You know, and I absolutely love that. He really wanted to find a way, a non-invasive way, to teach children about morals and to teach them about the world. And boy, did he ever. And this man right here, Bob, is the percussion on the soundtrack of our lives. Will you tell us a little bit more about it? I mean,
here's something. This item right here is called a practice pad.
Oh, okay.
It's used, so it's
so if you're not, this is how you learn your.
Actually, yeah, that's right. You can play on this specs. Well, I gave Fred it's on tape. I gave Fred a lesson on this
exact one.
Exactly.
Wait, what?
One. And we played. There's in drumming, there's rudiments, are sort of like the scales.
Oh, sure, like a guitar, okay, or piano.
And one of there are different rudiments, and one is called a radamakue.
Radamakue.
A radamakue. So Fred said, "You can find this on YouTube.
My gosh!"
Fred said, "Okay." So I said, "Here's how I showed him how to hold the sticks." He catches on to stuff like, by the way, really fast.
I'm sure he does.
So and this rudiment goes like this. It's a radamakue. It's a radamakue. It's a radamakue. It's a radamakue. It's a radamakue.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
It's a radamakue, Fred.
Wow! And this is it. This is the one. This is the one that he used.
This is exactly. Then he played, and I taught him to play it. Of course, he couldn't play it
quite as good.
That's good. I want to tell you how I actually got this job.
Yes, please.
Okay. When Mr. Rogers first started this program,
yeah,
the only music was the piano player, John Costa.
Oh, okay.
Okay. This was in the 60s. Once in a while they expanded it if they needed whatever a script called.
Sure.
And add a few musicians in there. Okay. And I wasn't one of them. But John used this drummer. His name was Johnny Vincent. He was a very good player. He'd been with like Artie Shaw's band and Ray Anthony, and well-known person.
Sure.
And a good player. But the script called for the band to come from their area over and say to King Friday, "Yes, Your Majesty."
Yes.
"Yes, Your Majesty." And John Vincent says, "Yes, Your Magistrate." So the director freaks out. Oh man, now we got to do this again. You know, it was before the days of all the
which I use a lot.
John does it again. John, "Yes, Your Magistrate." So the next time they had a script that called for somebody to come in with and play on a set of drums and maybe play with like lollipops.
Oh yeah, sure.
And that kind of stuff. So Carl McVicker, the bass player, called me up and said, "Could you do this? Because John Vincent, he's too nervous to talk on a camera. He can't possibly he can play it, but he can't talk. He said, no, I'm too nervous. So I said, okay, I'll do it.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, so I went over there, and at that time the studio was on the Pitt campus. It was a small building. That was the WQED studio at the time. So I went and got my drums out of the car and put them up on the porch. There was a little porch there. I went to park the car. When I come back, I saw Fred. I didn't even know Fred Rogers at that point. I saw him pick up one of the cases and take it in. I said, this guy's got to be all right. He's picking up my stuff. He doesn't have to do that. He's the star, you know.
What?
So that's how I got to know him.
Now that I feel is very, very important, okay? Now, you were the man behind, you were behind the scenes. You weren't always on like Mr. Rogers. You weren't on every
mostly
episode.
we're behind. You see, you hear the music.
Right.
On occasion, we're on the camera.
Oh, I remember. I remember, absolutely. Without a doubt, I can close my eyes and I could see John Costa sitting at the piano.
Yeah.
And I guess it would have been you. Who was the third member?
Carl McVicker.
Carl
Yeah,
McVicker.
he was a bass player.
And he was the stand-up. Ba-dum, boom,
Yeah,
boom,
yeah,
boom.
acoustic bass, mostly. Sometimes it called for electric bass, but not often.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Well,
Carl was a really good player. Went to college with Carl, so
You did?
yeah, that's how long we knew each other.
Oh my goodness. Well, I want to hear more. But let's go out. Let's get a little more comfortable, and we're gonna go out and have a seat out at the lake, and we're gonna hear a few more stories. Oh my goodness, Bob. You live in this is gorgeous.
Oh, well, it's like being on vacation of all times.
It really is.
I've said that since we moved here.
You fish?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I fish all the time.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons.
So, Mr. Rogers, we have spoke how he was the same man on and off.
Yeah.
On and off set. Now, you were a little bit of a Swiss Army knife on the show. You didn't just play drums.
No, I played vibraphone.
Vibraphone?
John Costa, the musical director, realized early on that maybe there's not enough drum stuff here to keep his drummer on. So he knew I could play the vibraphone. So he started to write all these vibraphone parts.
What is the vibraphone?
A vibraphone's like a marimba or a xylophone.
Yeah, I know.
With wooden
xylophone.
keys, but
Sure.
the vibraphone is metal keys.
Oh.
And if you listen to the program, you'll hear.
You can pick it out.
Yeah, it became a sound of the show almost.
That's nuts. So you were a sound effects man as well?
Well, yeah, when we did
What?
when we did the films, you know, picture,
Yes, yes.
how they make crayons,
Yes.
how they make tennis shoes,
That was the part I always remembered the
those
most.
kind of things. Yeah. So the way we handled that was we did what they called the interiors. That's inside Mr. Rogers' house. When he comes in the door
sure.
and changes his shoes and does all that. That was
Exactly.
the interior. Then he goes to the picture and puts it in. Okay. Then they cut the film. They cut
Yes,
the video right there. Then at a different date, they add the video into this program.
Yeah,
Edited
sure.
in.
Absolutely.
And that's when we put the music to the video at a different time.
Oh, okay. So you would edit in the music, like you said, if you were watching crayons be poured and made, you would add different sounds.
So what we did, usually what we did, they'd play it for us and take a look at it, and then John decided, what I'm going to do, follow me. And my job was, in a lot of cases, if there was some kind of a mechanic, like something stamping out the crayons,
Yeah.
making tennis shoes, a sewing machine, making stitches. There was a mechanical sound there
From the machine.
for the machine. So they wanted me to do something in it. They didn't want it to be, hit you over the head.
Sure.
So it had to be like subtle and sort of part of the music. So it was part of the music.
And they knew
So,
just the man to ask.
so I did a lot of,
That is
funny
incredible.
stuff. Yeah.
That is really neat. So you know what? I love Mr. Rogers. I didn't have cable as a kid. I didn't have cable. I lived in the country, much like this.
Yeah.
So I would watch Mr. Rogers. I would watch public broadcasting, And now on Hunting Nostalgia, my show, I have this hat. And this hat is about 20 years old. And I got it with my grandparents down at a resort that we go to in Florida.
Yeah.
Every time I walk into the Hunting Nostalgia studio, I take off this hat and I switch it for another hat as a homage as a tribute to Mr. Rogers.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, and I know that you guys are little jokesters, had a little bit of fun on that show.
Oh, yeah.
You have to tell us the sneaker story, please. It is fantastic.
Oh, yeah, well, there were some jokers on there. It was the four-man, Nick Tallow was in there. And they did some funny stuff. One day, the thing has the words, the video.
Oh, sure. Oh, okay, the teleprompter.
The teleprompter.
Gotcha.
Oh, thank you.
Sure, no problem.
Teleprompter. I'm getting old, you know. He happens to have the same kind of, like they're sort of like penny loafers.
Yeah, I know. Oh,
That Fred would wear.
absolutely.
When Fred come in the door, he'd go to the closet,
Yeah.
hang up his sport coat, put on a sweater, sit on a bench,
Yep. Just
change
like
his shoes
Yep.
from the penny loafers into the
Sneakers, sure.
Into the sneakers.
Getting a little more comfortable, you know.
So when Fred were getting ready to do all this, and they're setting up the whole thing, this guy takes off his shoes, which were exactly the same as Fred was wearing, except the size and a half too. So
the exact same sneakers, but just a little bit smaller.
Yeah. So Fred comes down, and he's singing, he's talking like so I have here, and he starts to put his shoes on like he could do while he's like.
Sure.
Next thing he's like struggling. He can't get his shoes on. So now we know this is coming. Everybody knows.
And you're all laughing?
Now we're laughing, but then Fred, he just broke up. He got it.
What a man.
Yeah, what a man.
What an incredible man.
And there were some people that would fire somebody over that joke.
Yeah. Oh, no way.
no,
that would be so
it is.
funny.
Yeah.
Because think about it, you know, everybody's doing their job, everybody's running the
right,
film, and now you play a little practical joke like that.
Yeah, right.
It messes things up.
Yeah, it does, right.
But that's so funny, though.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show you that he was truly just a real man. He was just himself, whether the camera was rolling, whether the camera was not rolling.
Yeah, Fred was Fred. Yeah, right.
It's amazing. Well, thank you. I am so humbled and thankful for you to allow me to come over and talk to you. I was in the same room. as the drum set that he used on Mr. Rogers. That's absurd. I never thought, but thank you. I appreciate it so much. This was just a wonderful time.
Welcome.
You have a
So
beautiful
glad.
place.
Good.
And this man right here, Bob Rawsthorne, he is the percussion of the soundtrack of our childhoods. Thank you, Bob.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks. Nice to